Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot, and welcome to the week of July 13th through the 19th. And I tell you what, this week with the retrogrades, with some trines, especially with a lot of the conjunctions going on, this is a week where your heart and your mind are magnetized. This week is all about you. There's a lot of reflection going on, and it's about what is your vision. And you have love, career, money, all on the brain and in the heart, filled with passion. Before we get started though, I just want to say thank you guys to each and every one of you for being here, for all your love and support. Truly, each and every one of you make a difference. I feel so blessed and so humbled to have each and every one of you here. And more importantly, I love you back. So let's get into it. And starting right away with the 13th, I just want to say welcome to Saturn retrograde. So I have not gotten the video out for Saturn's retrograde. Stay tuned for that. I'll do a deeper dive into it, what you can work on, what you can expect, how to work with the energies in general. But I wanted to get our weekly readout here first. So just to kind of touch on what's going on astrologically, because boy, oh boy, there's a lot. I'm just saying. So first things first, we have this wonderful, powerful energy between Saturn's conjunction with Neptune and Aries in our 8th house of transformation. We also have a sextile with Uranus and Gemini, and also too, we have that being trine with Pluto in Aquarius, which Pluto is in retrograde as well. So this is like great awakening, breakthroughs, evolution, transformation, and this will be happening for many years here. So this is where it's like you're really starting to feel it now, especially with Uranus going into Gemini, and that's in our 10th house, mind you, too. Career, fame, honors, achievements, how you're being seen and how you're standing up. And this is a time where really you'll be feeling it not only this week, it's starting to really kick in. Don't be surprised if you're really starting to feel the energy, but especially coming into the fall, we're all going to be feeling this, and we're all going through it together. We're the first ones to really be experiencing this, right? You know, just in general, Uranus hasn't changed signs in 84 years. All of the outer planets haven't changed signs like this, especially within 6 months like this, in like thousands of years, 6,000 years actually, or more. So this is the time, and this week in general is really a week that's going to be a retrospective look on your life between the retrogrades, Mars being in Virgo in our 1st house, which is fighting for ourselves, standing up for our relationships, and also to our long-term goals. And then also Mars is conjuncting with our South Node, which is also in Virgo. So there's a lot of focus being put on basically appreciating how far you've come, but also most importantly, what's coming next? What's your vision for what's next? This is where you're freeing your mind with Uranus, expanding your consciousness, especially with Uranus and Venus in Gemini, in our 10th house of career, achievements, fame. Like I say, this is how you want to be known. This is your reputation. This is where we're reinventing our career, our path, our soul path, our purpose over the next 7 years. And remember, Uranus wants us to just be our authentic selves. This is about bringing Uranus just in general wants to bring us up and ascend us to higher frequencies. So that's love, compassion, kindness, also to enlightenment. And it's all for you to be just you, perfectly, imperfectly, uniquely, beautifully you. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. If you're feeling, oh my gosh, look at this energy. If you're feeling this energy, oh my gosh, look at the card spread. This is just, I got distracted, but this is wonderful. I'm just saying. But if you feel resonating with this energy, if you're feeling this energy here as strongly as I have, especially with that full moon, especially with the 7/7 portal as well that we just had as well, put a heart in the comments below, like, share, subscribe. Let's get this message out so we can lift up together, rise up together during this time, because truly we are the firsts to experience this, and we're all going through it here together. I just absolutely love it. So remember too, we're in uncharted territory. This is also where, with Saturn being conjunct with Neptune, both in retrograde now, and also in our 8th house of transformation, there's a lot of energy. We've got the energy that we're feeling about putting structure and building wealth into our dreams. So it's building structure into our dreams, building wealth because of our dreams, following those. And Pluto's in retrograde as well in our 6th house of work, lifestyle, right? And so that's helping us with what success looks like. Mars is in our sign as well, in our 1st house. And so that's helping us take charge in our reflection, helping us refine and take action, not just look at the grass being greener on the other side, right? And so let's not forget too, our North Node is in our 7th house. That's partnerships, relationships in business, love. Also too involves legal matters, how you feel about them, how you commit to them. And this week is all about reflection. Like I say, your heart and your mind is magnetized on love, career, and money. So grounding. I cannot stress this enough. And also too, I will say Mars in Virgo helps us with this energy too. But get out in nature, get barefoot. Take the time to center yourself, because you'll be all up in the mind. You'll be feeling the passion. There's a lot of fire and air in the atmosphere. And this is a time where truly this week, it's all about asking yourself, what is your purpose? What is your direction? What needs refinement in your plan going forward? Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and big one, physically. And remember, it's not about forming your plan around the world as the world changes. It's how you make it adapt to you, what you want, because you create your world. And if that resonates, put a heart in the comments below, because right away with the tarot, we are starting with the Ace of Pentacles. I just absolutely love this energy right off the bat. I'm just saying. This is fresh starts, prosperity, success, achievements, contentment. This is also a focus, especially with Mars's energy, on health. So a lot of you could be really being more health conscious on your, on your consumption, both mentally as well as physically. So what you're taking into the body, also too, what you're absorbing energetically, whether it be through the news, through collective, what's going on in the world right now, what's going on and what you're seeing, what people are trying to feed you as news as well. What energies you're taking in surrounding you, especially with chaos and volatility surrounding you, especially as Uranus is in Gemini now. It's a lot of breakthroughs, it's eccentric energy, but a lot of times to reinvigorate that breakthrough, to create change, you got to break things down first. And that's where Uranus gets a little bit challenging, or maybe better put, uncomfortable. And this is also a point where it's like you're really focusing with Saturn's retrograde on wealth, security. This is an auspicious time where you're meeting challenges. You're rising to the challenge. Because remember, Saturn's retrograde is really about a karmic check-in point, right? A check-in with our destiny, with our fates, and really asking ourselves, what are we doing that's limiting ourselves from our breakthrough? How are we showing up for ourselves, for others? What can we do to release those aspects so that we can really lift up and ascend to our highest timeline? And with the Ace of Pentacles as well, this is about at that Aries energy, right? With Saturn and with Neptune. Neptune is helping us redefine our dream life, our highest timeline. Also, too, we've got that Taurian energy for grounding. You could also be dealing with a Taurus, or also, too, a Gemini. Just saying, we've got Venus and Uranus both in Gemini, both in our 10th house. It's going to play a role this week here as well. But this really focuses on standing on your foundation, creating an unshakable foundation, an indomitable foundation that allows yourself to be present. Also, too, that allows yourself to be a material being in the material world, right? Especially with Mercury being in our 12th house right now, which is all about that ascension of spirituality. This is where you are so grounded within your beginnings, within your personal power, within tapping into that potential, right? At the early stages of your ideas. But again, this week is truly all about looking at, what's my plan? What's my vision? Where does it need refinement? How am I standing up? How am I taking charge? And you're taking charge, like truly, with first causes in your creative flow, with positivity, with raising those vibrations up and focusing on your stability. Because remember, resilience comes from no matter what chaos is surrounding you, that you hold your center and you eliminate that fear within your programming that helps you run into a reactive state as opposed to a responsive state. And I'll say it again here. So it's not basically adapting yourself to the world around you. It's about creating your world, what you want, because it's how you make your world that means everything within your perception, right? And I mean, like when you look at our brain, 90% of it is the subconscious or the unconscious. We only really truly utilize 10% of our brain when it comes to the conscious, the ego. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because we're just getting started into this week. And it gets more exciting from there. So July 14th, and more positive, I will say too. So July 14th, Jupiter is trine with the moon. Jupiter's in Cancer. It's going to be there for a year in our 11th house. It's exalted in Cancer too. The moon is in Pisces. That's all about our intuition. That's trusting your intuition, trusting your inner compass. And so with the Queen of Swords right away, it speaks to the throat chakra basically, and it also speaks to a lot of aspects when it comes to Mercury going into retrograde later in this week here as well. Stay tuned. But this is where, if you've been dealing with people that don't support you, basically, negative influence could be from a feminine figure as well in your life. But basically, also too, it speaks to the South Node, critical aspects, being overly critical of yourself, overly critical of other people. But also too, it speaks to that ego aspect, right? So if you've been dealing with elitism, people that hold themselves higher than you without justification, and I say that in that way, maybe that's a little harsh, but when people hold themselves higher than you because they think that they have more than you, in one way or another, typically in a material aspect. Narrow-mindedness, pride, right? Spiteful behavior, overbearing behavior, control, snobbery too, or too, like just a vitriol kind of negative influence. This is where the Queen of Swords kind of shows you what you're going up against, shows you the frustrations. And again, Saturn is really looking at who you're standing for, how you're showing up for the world, how you're showing up for yourself and your vision, your long-term vision when it comes to love, career, money, in particular building wealth, especially with Uranus in our 10th house, especially with Venus in our 10th house. This is about formulating a career and has a lot to do with career and our financial stability when it looks at what we're going up against with the Queen of Swords in reverse. Now, you could be dealing with a Virgo, could be that obviously this is a Virgo channel, could be you here that you're being represented as well. But with the Libra, and it looks at basically how we're balancing those scales, because if your throat chakra has been blocked, if you've felt that you've been feeling silenced, afraid to speak up, especially on within the States on a more collective level, there's a lot of good reason why people are being silenced right now or feel that they need to be silenced. There's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of aspects where, especially with the elitism aspects, there's a lot of abuse of power. And I have to watch what I say on YouTube. But either way, with the swords, this represents conflict, issues, ideas and intellect, thoughts, action. Trouble, though, with expressing those when it's in the reverse. Trouble when it comes to sadness that you're experiencing, that you're seeing going on, and also too apathy. What can you do about it? Feeling helpless in a lot of ways as well. That's where Jupiter trine with the moon is really going to be helping us staying focused when it looks at our path, our vision, and looking at the refinement that's needed, those cracks, those bumps that aren't quite evened out yet. And so with this energy, so remember, the 11th house is hopes, wishes, dreams, benefactors. People who are truly here to help you with your long-term aspirations. This is harmonious energy with the moon being in Pisces as well. Harmonious with your sensitivity. Harmonious in your intuition. This is also where it's like these people, these benefactors, they're they're basically here and helping you find opportunities to realize and pursue your long-term plans, your long-term goals, especially where they involve collaboration and involve social impact. And again, like I say, this is about intuition, especially with that high priestess energy. This is your psychic energy, speaks to Mercury being in Leo in our 12th house quite a bit. Also, too, embracing the mystery, the perception of reading between the lines, right? And when you're looking at this trine, this is basically where with these benefactors, with these people that are coming in, especially if you've been dealing with elitism or abuse of power in a lot of ways, there are real people that are true to you, true to themselves, that are coming in, and it's a mutual reception. It's very spiritual. And it's spiritual in the way and focuses of what you want in life, what you want out of love, what you want to obtain your goals. And you're also going to be attracting luck in all of these areas with this trine, as well as fame. This is the week where, like I say, not only is your heart and your mind being magnetized, you are also magnetizing. People are looking to you as you stand in a place of leadership, and especially as you come forward with your ideas and find ways to voice things in a different way, different ideas, different perspectives, and share those. This is the time where people are truly looking to you for what you bring to the table, especially with that high priestess energy. That's coming to the table as a spiritual teacher. Also, too, looking at the unrevealed future. Like, again, we're looking at reading between the lines, following that third eye, that inner compass, and shining light on those hidden aspects. And particular, remember, this is the time, especially with your intuition being heightened, pay attention to your dreams. Downloads are coming in like nothing else this week. And remember, your North Node currently is in your 7th house. That's ruled by Libra. There we go. So with Libra, and our North Node being led by Libra right now, it's a focus on home, harmony, wisdom, fairness, balance. You'll be in the zone, and you'll be shining as the high priestess energy within that as well, and also flowing in your creative flow. You know, the 2, it really represents the polarities, finding balance again through universal order, through reflection, through also, too, the vitality when it comes to your partnerships and embracing the duality. So one of the really wonderful things about, spiritual awakenings and the wisdom when you look at spiritual awakening is that there's a lot of polarity when you look at right and wrong, light and dark, for instance, as well. All of us have both parts, right? That's why we've got a North Node and a South Node. There are things that we all have done in life that are not good. There's also things that we all have done in life that are absolutely superb for ourselves and for others. That's where we challenge, or we're challenged in general within the school. Oh my gosh, that flew out. I'm going to put some of those back, Spirit, because that's a lot, and I'm going to ask for clarification. We'll be here all night otherwise. But that's where we're challenged and we're gifted with the opportunities of learning through the school of life, through evolving, through growth, right? And so without the dark, we wouldn't know how to be inspired to change, to head towards the light. Without looking at the ego and the ideas of the lower realms of ego, where it's like selfishness, pride, we wouldn't be able to look and reach towards our collective humanity for the good of win-win solutions. If we didn't see situations where basically it was somebody won at the cost of others, we wouldn't even know how to try and define what success is when it's looking at win-win solutions, right? And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this is the week, like I say, where the mind and the heart, when we're going back out of the collective and into the internal, they are truly magnetized together. It's all about your vision. And right now for Virgos, it's on your love, your career, and your money when it comes to your focus. Now, the Nine of Swords also came out 50-50 here, so let's talk about it. So on the upright, this is basically being haunted by loss, troubled, anxiety, panic, despair, being overwhelmed by chaos, right? Also, this is unduly bearing the weight of taking blame where it necessarily wasn't yours, right? And so this could be causing where you're basically being haunted by shadows that you were never meant to, or burdens that you were never meant to carry. This is causing nightmares, insomnia, fear of the inevitable. It's like waiting for the avalanche to hit you in a lot of ways. But on the other side, it talks about control, the reduction of the anxiety. This is also talking about basically healing, recuperation, and understanding that this too shall pass. The light is coming, and it's through the truth, right? This is where it's like we look at the world, and it's not about adapting yourself to the world around you. It's about creating the world around you from the changes that you make within. It's about how to make the world adapt to you and what you want, because you create your world. And if that resonates, like I say, put a heart in the comments below, share your thoughts, like, share, subscribe, because right away what we've got here is a lot of that Geminian energy talking. And then we also have Mars. So remember, with Mars, it's about taking control. It's the go-getter planet. And so in a lot of ways, especially with the month of July, with the 7-7 portal, the 7 represents the chariot in the tarot. So with the chariot, especially during this time, this is about taking the, oh my gosh, and at the bottom of the deck right away, let's talk about this. It's about taking the reins, taking charge, taking that leadership. And like I say, this is the week where people are truly looking at you. You've got something very important to say when it comes to revolutionary change that causes evolution. This is also where you're coming into completion. This is achievements of goals, attainment of success, and bringing an end to a cycle, particularly because this came out 50-50. If there was any blockages because of the wounds of the past, for how you deal with the present and how you plan for your future. And this future is all about, like I say, for Virgos, with the heart and the mind and full of passion when it comes to your vision. It's about achieving that material success with the 10 of Pentacles. This is lasting wealth, prosperity, stability within your financial and family life, your foundations. Also, too, in business, finding the right benefactors to work with. And Jupiter's helping us during this time as well, right? Now, like I say, the moon plays a big role here too. On the 15th, the Pisces moon is also conjunct with our North Node, which again is in our 7th house. That's about that scale of balance with Libran energy. This is very dreamy energy. It's soulful. It's inspiring. Now is the time to trust your intuition and create your vision board. I'm just saying, a lot of visualization starts with that. Journaling, visioning on your vision board, but making it in some way, when it comes to manifestation, into a 3D reality, right? That way you can really start pinpointing what needs refinement, where there's cracks, where there's bumps, and what needs to be ironed out, right? What needs to be repaired or smoothed over when it comes to your plan going forward. This is a time with the moon's conjunction with the North Node where it's like a huge karmic alignment. It's a huge karmic alignment as well with your destiny. There's lots of soul growth. There's emotional growth involved with it. Connecting with people. Also, too, connecting with the influence that you have and the influence that you want. There's a lot of focus on how you want to be seen on this day, especially now that Saturn is in retrograde, helping you become the leader that you want to be. On this day as well, on the 15th, the sun is also going to be trine with the moon. So the sun's in Cancer, right? It's in our 11th house. The moon's in Pisces. It's in our 7th house. This is where you're going to feel a lot of passion. This is a day, I'm just going to say it, just to have a little fun with this day. Don't get too overwhelmed. Prepare to be emotionally moved. And so especially when it comes to the romantic aspects, especially when it comes to with so much passion, now is the day to break out those romantic comedies, especially with a family or friends, date night, whatever. But this is about building your foundation with a lighter heart and having a good cry too, right? And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this is about, again, finding your grounding with that rooted chakra, with your passions. Prepare to be moved emotionally. And then also, too, what it speaks to in quite a lot of ways is Venus. Remember, that's our planet of comfort. Very much our Renaissance planet is how I would like to put it. Art, music, the beautiful things in life, I guess the heart's desire is how I would most correctly put it, but it's got a lot of earth energy with that Ten of Pentacles. It brings it into the reality of things, the reality of your life, right? Creating your world, not adapting to the world around you. And if that resonates, like I say, by all means, share your thoughts, put a heart in the comments below, because on the 16th, we have so much fire energy, I just can't even begin to tell you. So the moon moves to Aries. It also happens to be conjunct with Saturn and with Neptune, both in Aries, both now retrograde. Remember, Neptune is helping us realign ourselves to our soul's path, our dream life, our highest timeline. And then Saturn's doing a karmic check-in to say, okay, let's build some structure to those dreams. How do we make that our reality? How do we get from plan A or point A to point B? And so it awakens the spiritual, the compassionate role model within you. This is that high Empress energy. I'm just saying, if anyone could call it the epitome of the tarot matching the astrology, this is it. And it's all about that fire energy. This is a catalyst, and it's catalyst territory for questioning core beliefs, philosophies, reassessing your financial strategies, diving deep into emotional bonds when it comes to developing trust, intimacy, and you're here for all of it. With the Empress, that's that nurturing energy, right? It's the fruitfulness, it's the pleasures, the success that comes and materializes with that material wealth, but it also gives us that nurturing energy, that fertility energy, focused around that compassionate leader, that love leadership, especially when it comes to utilizing your resources, utilizing your grounding, harvesting, right, the seeds that you sow, and it's through your creative flow. This also, again, speaks to that Venus energy. And remember, Venus is in our 10th house in Gemini right now. Heart's desires and putting voice to them, letting the heart lead the way. Also focused on that earth energy, and it's also got synergy to it with that 3. That's growth, progression, dynamic balance, development of projects, ideas, and relationships. And if that resonates, like I say, put a heart in the comments below, share your thoughts, because this is only halfway through. We're just getting started, right? So as of the 17th, and I'll do a separate read on this as well, because I'm excited for this day. So we have a half moon in Aries, and it also happens to be trine with Mercury, which is in Leo in our 12th house. So this is like your hidden emotional landscape, finding the confidence and finding confident, expressive ways to communicate. It's not only beautiful, but it's freeing. This is where journaling, creative writing, let's see here. Also, too, I just want to say, like, it's about confiding what's in the depths of your heart with trusted individuals. Emphasis on trusted individuals there, I'm just saying. And before we get into this, actually, let's do this first. But I do want to say something, a shout out to one of our subscribers here, one of our Honey Sea Star family. But this is the day truly where it's like when it comes to your hidden emotional landscape, this is the beginning of an awakening. You're releasing yourself from the constraints. You're breaking free with that Uranus energy from any bondage. It's liberation. It's freedom. It's also, too, about being like forgiven when it comes to maybe even forgiving yourself, others forgiving you. There's a lot of aspects, especially with these retrogrades, where forgiveness plays a really big role. And remember, forgiveness isn't just about, or not only about, it can be about letting people back in and reconciling. But this is also, too, breaking yourself free of any injustices, seeking forgiveness in the way of not letting them back into your life, but freeing yourself from the bondage of entanglement when it comes to those negative traumas. And if that resonates, like I say, by all means, like, share, subscribe, because this is what reinforces your stability. This is what brings in and opens your heart and vibrations up higher for you to be comfortable with just being authentically you. That's what Uranus wants from us during this time, right? Especially in our 10th house, especially with Gemini. And that's what leads to our justice, our prosperity, our personal power, our strength, our fortuity, as well as our success in our harvest, but our karmic judgment, right? Our karmic justice. This is also about our intuition. Gemini energy right there. Jupiter's blessing also too. And that air elevation between the air and the fire energy that is just so in the atmosphere right now with our astrology going on right now. I'm just saying. But this is where, in reverse like this is where you're no longer being tied down from those traumas, from those injustices, from the ostracization, from the victim mentality, but instead you're standing in your authority. You're standing in your authenticity, and you're standing speaking your truth loud and clear. And like I say, I just want to do a quick shout out. So one of our subscribers, and I won't say your handle or your name here, but I did just want to voice this. So I just want to first off say, I saw your comment. I see you, and I felt you in your comment. I couldn't post your comment due to YouTube's monetization restrictions, and that's why I really wanted to say something in this video. But that being said, I so wanted to hug you. I wanted to cry for you. I wanted to lift you up in ways that I wish I was able to say on camera, in the truth that I would say to you as if I was off camera, in the freedom that I would have if we were off camera speaking, hugging, talking, sharing. What I will say on camera is, please write your story, write your book, publish that, share your story, because there are so many things in your story, so many things that you have to share within your experience, within your journey, within your healing, that so many people need. And, you know, one of the things about it is, and I'll try and, like I say, I'm very much restricted on YouTube with the monetization policy, so I'll try and gloss over this. But what I will say is, things that you went through, things that you described, they don't just happen at the level that we see on the news, right? And I'll very glossily put it over. It's not just in the music industry. It's not just in Hollywood. It's not just on islands. It's not just in the politics or in the political environment, right? These are things that happen in our households. They happen in our backyards. They happen next door. They happen in our families. Even in my own family, the stories that my family has shared with me, even about their upbringings, what they experienced with each other in ways that are so similar to yours. I so wanted to cry with you when you posted your comment. I cannot tell you that so much, and I so wanted to hug you. Your story is one that needs to be told, because this is where it's like we need to bring awareness that these things don't just happen at a separated level. They happen very close to so many of us, right in front of us. This is something that your story, sharing this will, and more importantly, sharing your journey, sharing that journey of healing, offers comfort to people, knowing that they're not alone, but also too, it offers them a light, that there's truly love, that there's truly light that shines through after such darkness occurs. And so I'm sorry that I can't post your comment. I'm sorry that I'm not there to hug you in person, but I just want to share with you that I am here. I see you, I feel you, and I am so grateful that you're here on the Honey Sea Star family and that you're a part of this family. So I'm going to try not to cry. But that said, where was I? Okay, sorry. Lighter note here, lightening that here. I'm sorry. Let me breathe through that a little bit. But with this half moon too, so for Virgos, this is also a time, thank you, where we are really connected to our intuition. We are in a very spiritual realm right now, especially with that 7/7 portal being opened. We're at higher vibrational energies with Uranus right now too. And with this half moon being trine with Mercury in our 12th house, all about spirituality, all about building that stage, right? Connecting with the divine, connecting with our spirituality. Also too, hidden talents, psychic abilities. This is a time where it fosters quite a bit of healing with this trine. And it also fosters quite a bit of communication between the conscious and the unconscious mind. And so take advantage of this energy. Journaling, writing, like I say, especially when it comes to confiding your truths, your deepest, darkest truths, and utilizing, transmuting that energy, because you're going to be receiving a lot of downloads with your conscious and your subconscious working together, your unconscious working alongside it. Also, too, especially as we enter Mercury retrograde, write down your ideas. So between the 17th and the 18th, and I'll do a separate reading on this as well, but basically it occurs at like 11:43 p.m. depending upon where you are. So Mercury is going to be going retrograde, and I know I said the R word. We've got a lot of them going on right now. This one's actually a very good one. It's still got the commonalities that give it a bad name. You know, tech issues, communication delays, travel delays, etc. But for Mercury in Leo in our 12th house, for Virgos, during this time, your ideas are gold. And we're encouraged to share them with the world because they create revolutionary, evolutionary change. And they're amplified through finding serendipity with the past during this time when it's in retrograde, especially with hidden talents, connecting to the divine. Now, side tangent too, spoiler alert, mark this down on your calendar, I'm just saying. So Mercury retrograde ends August 11th. August 11th happens to be when Venus is conjunct with Jupiter in our 11th house. This is hopes, wishes, dreams, meeting blessings, luck, optimism, good fortune, and intermingled with the heart's desire. This is the time where it only happens once a year. So write August 11th, keep a note on that one, just saying in the back of your mind, on your calendar, whatever you need. But either way, this is the time where Mercury retrograde is a time that's going to amplify your ideas. Especially, it's going to amplify your hidden talents, your connection to the divine. It's going to amplify your intuition. It's going to, and remember, Mercury in Leo in our 12th house is about building that stage in time for Leo season when it comes to the sun shining for us in Leo in our 11th house. So this is amplifying that creative flow, and it's bringing in all these new ideas. And with Uranus's energy, it's creating breakthroughs. So write your ideas down during this time. This is where it's like huge amplification comes in for Virgos in such a positive way. And it's only reconnecting us with all of these aspects, like I say. Now, at this time too, I also want to say the biggest thing with the retrograde for Mercury is, and it being in our 12th house, is to avoid, avoid the lower aspects, the lower expressions of the 12th house. So the only place where it's going to become problematic with this retrograde is if you're not confronting fears, or if you're really avoiding, like I say, the expressions that are exalted with Uranus in our, with Uranus, yes, but with Mercury in our 12th house in Leo. So avoiding confronting fears. Self-sabotage is a big one. So avoid that, just saying, no pressure. But also too, not confronting, big one here, not confronting people that aren't supporting you. So if you're closing that throat chakra, right, especially when it comes to the Seven of Staffs, if confrontations arise and you're not speaking, if you're not fighting for your goals, if you're not standing your ground, if you're deciding that you're not going to defend yourself or persevere towards your long-term aspirations, share your ideas with the world that create evolutionary change. Those are the things to really be watchful of during this retrograde for Mercury. And like I say, I'll do a separate read on it. Stay tuned. That way we can really learn how to avoid those tricks and traps. More importantly, how to work with these energies to amplify what it really is bringing us. Like I say, reconnection with our intuition, reconnection with our spirituality and our divine connection, our hidden talents, psychic abilities, creative flow. These are all the things that are going to be amplified during this time. So that's where it's like with the Seven of Staffs, confronting any type of confrontation when it comes to standing your ground, persevering when it comes to fighting for your goals, defending with Mars in Virgo in our first house, what you stand for, what you fight for when it comes to yourself, your relationships, your goals, your aspirations. That's what this retrograde is really bringing us. And like I say, when it goes direct, it's like green light go, just saying. But also too, when it goes direct, Venus is going to be conjunct with Jupiter in our 11th house. Again, I'll say it. Hopes, wishes, dreams meet long-term goals, meets blessings, meets optimism, meets gifts, meets our heart's desire. So mark August 11th down on your calendar. It's going to be a beautiful day. Take advantage of it if you can. Now, as well, this is where too, on the 18th, with Mercury being sextile with Venus, and I'll say it like just for a reminder, but Mercury is in Leo in our 12th house. Venus is in Gemini in our 10th house. All I can say is wow. So golden spirituality and career evolution meets heart's desires, and it turns up the charm when it comes to embracing your purpose. This week, like I say, is all about the heart and the mind being magnetized, and this is a day out of all days this week where your energy is magnetizing. Not only are you moving towards a place of calm, it could be also to a new environment, but you're overcoming hardship. You're moving from those choppy waters to a place of stability, particularly when it comes to your energy in a place of leadership. So this is a time in particular on this day, on the 18th, where people hear you. People are listening to you. They're looking to you for that leadership, especially if you're voicing new or different perspectives. Especially, the way that I would put it is, especially during this time, it's time to open some eyes and change some minds. And if you're coming to the table with that Uranus energy on the 18th, this is a day, especially in your 10th house with Uranus in Gemini, in your 10th house, I should say. Career focus, leadership focus, achievements, honors, your fame, your reputation. This is the day to take a risk because these opportunities are supported and opportunities will be coming in for you to speak your mind on this day. And to make things even more fun, the moon, which is in Taurus, is going to be sextile with Jupiter in Cancer. So this brings positivity, luck, blessings to your connections with others as well. Like I say, people are looking to you, especially with the connections to the past that Mercury brings in as well. And a lot of these retrogrades are bringing in during this time. This is where it's like you're looking at past events, and instead of looking at traumas, you're looking at the nostalgia and bringing in a new perspective. This is also, too, the pursuit, the connections with others, and the pursuit of your aspirations. Both are being exalted, the moon and Jupiter during this time. And again, it's like emotional stability meets material abundance. Don't be surprised as well if during this day, there's something that you may also be signing, something with legal matters, something that you're committing to. And like I say, it's like a reconnection. There's like a second chance in a lot of ways with this energy where things are coming back around. If you were self-sabotaging, afraid to commit, and the first time, this is the time where it's like you're connecting with those past events and it's like you're taking a second chance at them, or you're reconnecting to true life aspirations where you had chosen a more secure or safe path the first time around. You're taking the risk and going for your long-term aspirations. You're going for that dream job. You're taking that leadership role where before you like shied away from it. And again, this is where it's like with those opportunities for you to speak your mind, to truly shine, people are looking towards you, looking to you because you bring this fresh breath of air and a new perspective with these new ideas. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, share your thoughts, like, share, subscribe, because during this time as well, as we walk into this weekend, on the 19th, Saturn is, and I know we've spoken about this on the beginning of this week here as well, but Saturn is conjuncting with Neptune at the closest that they are going to be, like within half a degree. Like they are like right there. They're kissing each other. Not trying to be like, not trying to be that girl, but they are sitting hand in hand right now. And remember, Saturn's retrograde is all about a karmic check-in. with connecting structure, building wealth to your dreams. And Neptune in retrograde is all about realigning you to your true soul path, your true dream life, your true highest timeline. So this is the day where it's like huge energy when it comes to those two being hand in hand together. It's a big day for your karma and your dreams to check in and transform when it comes to true structure. So take advantage of this energy. And to top it off, the moon is also going to be trine with Mars. So the moon's in Taurus, Mars is in Virgo in our first house, right? This is where grounded ambition meets practical action. You're harmonizing emotions, and you're harmonizing your emotions with assertiveness. So if you've been feeling conflicts, arguments, stress, feeling like violence or tension is like creeping around, this is the day where it's like you're truly feeling change is needed. And more importantly, the responsibility that you're dealing with, you can juggle it well. Prioritization, bringing harmony to balance in your time management, in your multitasking, truly taking charge with ambition and practical action. And you're juggling it very much in harmony. And with that high priestess energy, this is where you're letting your intuition guide you. You're utilizing your discernment. That's that throat chakra energy, I'm just saying. But also, too, you're utilizing your spirituality, your enlightenment, your inner compass, and your sense, oh my gosh, and your sensibility. I just saw that the Ace of Swords is right after that, too. This is coming to the table as a spiritual leader, as a spiritual healer, and developing your success, your wealth. Also, too, how you're showing up in the world, you're developing that trust, you're developing that security. This is the time where it's all about efficient progress, right? It's where you're really looking at those cracks and you're filling them in. You're smoothing the bumps when it comes to your plan going forward and the plan that's heading towards your purpose. It's all about efficient progress, enhanced self-awareness, refining your approach to life, and you're doing it with such a great mindset on this day too, with this energy. So this energy is remembering that progress means so much more than perfection. This is your new beginning, I'm just saying, and your wisdom is shining through and it's showing for the world to see. This is your new beginning with mental clarity. It's also your vision, right? This whole week is magnetizing your heart and your mind, both of them, and you're magnetizing for others when they see you. You're making good choices. You're utilizing your discernment. You're finding truth. You're reading between the lines, right? You're also refining your approach when it comes to formulating that true structure, smoothing out the cracks, smoothing out the bumps, focus, like clear zeroing in on it, right? Towards your success, towards your vision, towards building your path. And like I say, you're shining a light. You're being that high priestess, not only for yourself, but for others as well. You're a healer. You're meant to be a teacher. And you're finding that place of leadership. And you're meant to lead the way. I have goosebumps, I'm just saying. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Also, too, if you need a little pick-me-up, know that your Honey Sea Star family is here supporting you, lifting you every step of the way. So check out the Honey Sea Star store. All of the designs are truly meant to uplift, inspire, and empower you and remind you of just how beautiful you are, being perfectly imperfect as the leader that you truly are meant to be. And so check out the designs. Now, if there's something that is your power word that you don't see, that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below as well. Let's design it together for the Honey Sea Star family. That way we can lift others up just in the same way that power word lifts you up too. And then too, what I've got before we go, I just wanted to get a few messages from our ancestors and our spirit totems. What flew out right away was the belief in infinite possibilities with the unicorn. This is reminding yourself, believing, having faith, being lifted in the belief and faith that you are sovereign when it comes to the seen and the unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you, truly. Beauty transforms you. Now is the time to listen to your intuition, listen to your guides, Listen to the spirits of light and abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. And 2, with the polar bear, I mean, like I say, I've been saying it throughout this reading, but you guys, who I'm reading for, you truly are meant to be a spiritual teacher and a spiritual healer. You are a mystic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest when you need it. Dream, renew your strength, embrace your psychic abilities, especially during this time, especially with Mercury being in our 12th house and going into retrograde, where all of like reconnections to the divine, your intuition, your hidden talents, your psychic abilities are amplified because you carry the shaman within you, and your ideas are gold right now. They're meant to create revolutionary and evolutionary change. Now, also, too, before we go, I just want to look at our music medicine and our color therapy. So let's look at our major arcana here as well. Oh, my goodness. Okay, wow. Talk about powerful divine feminine energy. We've got the Empress and the High Priestess. So, music medicine, we've got the F sharp and the G. And then also, too, I mean, I love how this coincides with the chakras. You've got your heart chakra and your third eye. Now is the time to walk faithfully towards creating your highest timeline, your vision. Lead with your soul's path when it comes to your heart, and also follow your intuition because that's your soul's language. So we've got the F sharp, the G sharp, and then color therapy. We've got green and indigo. So I don't know why I said that funny. Indigo, not indigo. But anyway. Either way, I truly hope that this reading helps. I am sending you guys so much love and light. Take care. Have a wonderful week, especially when it comes to creating your path in all this reflection when it comes to love, career, money. Take care. Have a wonderful week. Love and light. And I'll see you in the next reading.